There's no way we can get to them. My water's over the river, and we are all stuck.
This is the audio that we've obtained as a show first responders, and they are talking as the flooding started to get out of control on July 4th. The audio was recorded by John David Tollinger. He's the former IT director of Kirk County. You heard him on the show last night, and he has provided so much important audio of that night for the first time here, and Jason Carroll has more.
There's no way we can get to them. My water's over the river, and we are all stuck.
Here to first responders, they were facing an uphill battle.
Just advising, we received a call from Camp La Junta, 1661 Highway 39, advising they did have a building collapse, cabin 14. Unknown if kids are out of the building. They believe so. They're trying to get a head count.
Scott Fineski from Camp La Junta just called in and said they have 36 children that are also in jeopardy of underwater.
Emergency dispatch audio obtained by Outfront showed with each passing minute that morning, more calls came in about people, many of them children, desperately needing rescue as the Guadalupe River flooded campgrounds and RV parks in Kerr County, Texas.
We do have audible screams from what sounds like a possible female child and an adult male.
We're getting multiple reports. People are being swept away. We're trying to get a team down to see if we can't catch some people.
Had a female pass us. She was still above water, hanging on a driftwood, waving her arms around, screaming for help.
Just after 6 a.m., emergency crews braving a deadly wall of water in an effort to save anyone they could.
I got multiple people in backyards hanging on the trees yelling at us, but we can't see them.
6:31 a.m., a Kerrville Fire tactical call about Julian Ryan, a father of two who punched through a window to save his family trapped in their trailer home. His arm injured so severely, he did not survive.
Be advised, we're getting reports of a confirmed deceased patient, 27-year-old male, cut off his arm.
Questions now about whether more people could have been saved had more known. The National Weather Service had issued a flash flood warning alert for parts of Kerr County at 1:14 a.m. July 4th. During a Tuesday briefing, Kerr County Sheriff says he was made aware of flooding when the emergency calls started coming in, hours after the National Weather Service had issued its alert.
It was between 4 and 5 when I got notified. Okay, but prior to that, in that 3 to 4 area, my understanding is, and we're in the process of trying to put a timeline. You know, that's going to take a little bit of time. As I've told you several times, that is not my priority this time.
When pressed about the county's emergency alerting timeline, the Sheriff's Department says their focus continues to be on the victims. A former associate administrator for the Federal Emergency Management Agency says it's crucial for the public to receive National Weather Service alerts as soon as possible.
It's hard to second guess, but I mean, when those emergency notifications, so when you get information from the Weather Service and they are saying there's a warning, that needs to be taken seriously 24/7.
And Aaron, in addition to questions about early warnings that happened or did not happen, county officials have also not been able to confirm with CNN who, if any, was in charge of the emergency management that night of the flood. So as you can imagine, still a lot of unanswered questions out there.
Yeah. All right, Jason, thank you very much. And as Jason was talking here, we were just getting new numbers. I'm sad to tell you that the death toll in the Texas flooding has now increased. The known death toll has gone up to 128. When we came to air here, it was 121. So they have confirmed that 7 additional people are known to have died. Obviously, the missing is well over 100 still. We just are waiting to see when they will find people. It comes as 3 campers from Camp Mystic who survived break their silence to our Pamela Brown. A dramatic firsthand account of what happened that night with these young girls, the race against time, the race and fear to escape from inside their cabins. And Pam is out front now. And Pam, you've done such incredible work on the ground and such a story that I know is so personal because you know that camp, you went there, and now you've had a chance to speak with some of the survivors. What are they telling you?
Yeah, Aaron, I spoke to 3 brave little girls today, a 12-year-old and 2 9-year-old siblings, and they described The heroism displayed in those overnight hours at Camp Mystic as the water was rushing in. And one of the cabins called Bug Inn, it's the closest one to the water, the 12-year-old told me that she was in there, but she was awake from the storm. It was just so loud with all the thunder. And she noticed water was coming in on the ground. Her counselor noticed it too, and then left the cabin to get help and to alert the office. After that, a camp staffer came, told the girls, hey, stay put, that water should go back down soon. But a few minutes later, Aaron, I'm told by that 12-year-old camper that the staffer came back in, and another one, they urgently told the girls to evacuate. They had the trucks ready to go outside, and they drove them to Rec Hall as the water swiftly rose. So things escalated really quickly, I was told. The campers waited there watching the water rise close to the second floor. They overheard their counselors whispering that they might need to swim. But at that point, I'm told there was no indication among the campers in Rec Hall in those early hours anyone was missing until a little bit later when they did roll call. Now, the 9-year-olds I spoke with told me that the water was quickly rising in their cabins, and one of the little girls started collecting her friends' loveys and stuffed animals from her top bunk to keep them safe, while her friends were taking shelter on top of their trunks, telling me the water started getting in our cabins and everyone was screaming and crying. That's when someone said, maybe we should climb out of the window to go to the mountains, because the mountains were like right behind our cabin. So when we climbed out of the window, the water was really high, and we went over to the mountain part. It wasn't dry, and so we went to the mountain part and we climbed up. Aaron.
I mean, Pam, just to think about that, and to think about that they didn't realize anyone was missing until roll call, and this, what was happening in those moments to those children who didn't make it. You know, you talked a little bit about the counselors there and how some of the girls were hearing them whispering, and you can only imagine counselors are young themselves, right? And I'm sure they were so scared. And they displayed such heroism trying to save these young girls. I mean, what did they tell you? And did they feel that help was going to be coming?
Yes, I'm told they did. And you're right, Aaron. I mean, these counselors were like teenagers, right? But no question, the quick thinking counselors helped save many lives at that camp. The 9-year-old little campers told me, quote, that they thought Dick was coming. Dick Eastland was the owner, to rescue them in his car. And then they saw his car coming up, and they say it was like floating away. And so that's when they say, like, panic. They panicked and they started screaming for help and breaking the window. That's when the counselors carried them out of the window one by one with the rising water, placing them safely at an elevated area called Sky High. And I want to show this video that I obtained. You can see in the video the rough terrain that they escaped to through those back windows. Remember, Aaron, it was pitch black, it was raining, cold. The girls told me about their counselors, quote, whenever they were cold, they kept giving us hugs. And when we were crying, they would always comfort us. They brought waters for everybody. Those little girls told me that even though it was all so scary, that they loved Camp Mystic so much that they would go back. And they said that they hope it reopens, but that it might feel a little scary if it rains, understandably. We did reach out to Camp Mystic for comment. Aaron?
Just hard to hear, but incredible to hear too, and the heroism of those counselors, those young girls too. Pam, thank you so much, and for your incredible reporting this week.